This video is part 3 of our neck anatomical study. This is where we take what we learned in part 1 and part 2 and finally apply it to our own artwork, put all of that aside and see what we can remember and how we can apply it in a repeatable way in our own work, and hopefully it'll give us a more solid, believable, and repeatable anatomy that we can use going into the future. Really, for me, this video is the fun part. I hope you guys enjoy it. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and let's get on with it. I'm going to draw a couple of heads just completely on my own and see what I can get from the study that I've done. I know my clavicle has this kind of a shape, so I want to make sure to represent that in here too. And that's going to do it for my rough sketch. Let me just lighten this down, get the anatomy in, and then we can try and light it. This is, for me, is already much more comfortable because I'm drawing the kinds of faces that I'm a little bit more familiar with, and I'm not having to try to accurately represent something that I'm seeing from a photograph. I'm going to bring this angled in just a little bit. And now I've got this long muscle coming from just under the ear, just behind the ear, coming in here. I've got my Adam's apple right here. I've got this muscle on the other side coming through here. Got this muscle. And I'm making sure to not look at my initial sketches because I really want to be able to get the hang of drawing all this on my own. And that's really the best way for me to see where I'm forgetting things. So now from here, I've got this muscle here that connects up in behind. Got a long muscle through here, and then a couple more just about like that. And my clavicle through here into my deltoid. So let's go ahead and light this down again and do our tighter drawing on top of this. Whenever I do a really complete anatomical diagram on a picture and really define where all the muscles are, it's very important that I lighten things down afterwards because I don't want them to appear in the final picture. I want them to inform what I do with the lighting, but it's really important that I don't have long, thin lines of muscle, which can make it look like your figure doesn't have any skin. The lighting that I've established on the face, I went with a very, very simple light just from this direction. Because unlike some of my photographic examples, I don't want to put myself in a position of trying to interpret very, very difficult lighting. So I know that I've got a shadow coming from this muscle here. I also have seen a bit of a cut here, which I like. And so I'm going to leave it there. And that's something that I've actually done for years with my own comic art. And I'm not sure where I saw that first, but it just worked for me, and you'll find that so many of your lighting and little anatomical tricks and techniques just come from what you've tried once and you liked and it works, and so you just repeat it. I've got this muscle here, just like this. Go ahead and darken that in here. I'm not liking how that's looking with that little pocket of light there. Got this muscle here, which connects into the clavicle and gives it, and I feel like I'm coming up too high with it all the time. So let me actually just go ahead and change that, because every time I'm ending up with too much of a gap in here. So let me just preemptively try and fix that. Just like this. I've got this muscle connecting in here. I've got this very thin, narrow kind of a muscle here. And then I can represent those two muscles right there. These two muscles that kind of lie underneath, just like this. And this side I'm just going to shadow out. Top of the deltoid just underneath the clavicle here. And that's going to do it. And I feel like that anatomy works and is actually a little bit more solid and repeatable than what I had been doing before. And I can go ahead and add just a little detail there, maybe connect that in. And you can see all that kind of thing can really work as long as your basic lighting is working. I think on a real figure, it's likely that a lot of this detail would really not show up very much and it would just be flattened. But in the style that I use, I like to have a lot of muscle striation. And so I'm willing to go ahead and allow for more of that in the lighted area, but it's always a balance. I'm going to go ahead and do one more example. This stage of my drawing is always really just kind of sculpting the figure in, sculpting in my basic forms. Once I'm relatively happy with generally what I've got, then I can go ahead and start to work in. I've got my clavicle here, and so I know I want this muscle to intersect with it because that's what I've seen in my reference. I know I've got another muscle that comes up above it here because I saw that earlier also, and this is going to connect them through it here. I've got this muscle connecting here, coming out here, bit of a connection here. And another fairly large muscle in through here. It's about something like that there. Clavicle here. I'm going to connect that into the clavicle just like that. And that's going to be enough for me to go ahead and start with my tighter drawing. I'm going to go ahead and mix the process a little bit and just do some of my lighting on the face while I draw it in, just in the interest of time. So there's my basic head drawn in. Now I'm going to need to go ahead and define the rest of my drawing. And I am going to do this in more of a line drawing and then lighting kind of a way, because I'm a little less confident with all of this. And I know that I've been doing this for years and years, but you would be amazed at the kinds of things that can slip through the cracks, and you just end up basically doing the best cheat version that you can do without really having the kind of knowledge that you should have to be able to do things properly. And that's something that is a common theme through my artwork, and I know I'm not alone. It's very difficult to know everything perfectly, even when this is your job to know, and I know that it is. Trying hard to not to get too carried away with drawing too much of this figure, but I really want to make sure that this neck works in relation with the kind of figure that I would normally draw. And so there we go. There's my figure basically drawn in. I have my major landmarks. I don't want to draw too much in here to start because I don't want to give myself long lines that are just going to be a problem to light. And so I'm going to go ahead and shadow through here. And this kind of shadow is going to totally obscure that muscle there, but at least I know where it is and I know what I'm dealing with in terms of shape. Go ahead and shadow under here. This whole arm can just be shadowed under my arm here. My deltoid has a connection here that I drew a couple of times in my reference, and so it's making me really aware of drawing that little indented shadow there. And so now for this side of the neck, I'm going to want to bring this fairly far down again, so I don't end up with the problem of a massive area to try and figure out in there. And I feel like I still might be a little bit far out, and we'll see. I'm going to draw this tendon going through here. I just like it. It works for me. Pocket of shadow here. I've got this extra muscle here, which now completely fights with what I just did here. And so I'm finding a conflict with this muscle that I just learned and this little bit of shadow that I've liked to do for years. And so I'm going to need to try and reconcile that. And so for starters, I'm going to draw what I know is there. And that's going to be this muscle. And then I've got another fairly large muscle that connects in through here. And I've got some striations coming up through here. And I'm not worrying about being actually all that accurate with the underlying muscle there. What's more important to me, I think I'm actually going to draw that shadow all the way down and really create a plane change there. I think that works actually a little bit better. And this is where I'm taking what I learned from my basic anatomy and then trying to make it reconcile and work with my overall lighting and understanding of how I like to draw my figures. And so that's basically what I end up with there. And I actually really like that. I think that it's informed quite a bit by what I just learned, but I'm not allowing myself to be constrained by it and worrying about exactly what all these little shapes here are. I've got a pretty good shadow in there. And I've kind of made this up a little bit just by using interlocking shapes. I've got a shape here. And another shape kind of interlocking here. Another one here. And this kind of thing can take you a long way. Instead of trying to figure out exactly how each little strange tendon in the body exactly works, I will say right now that that is just beyond me. And I think it's beyond all of us. Any area of muscle that has a lot of small muscles that interlock together and only show up under certain lighting conditions or in certain positions can be very, very difficult to interpret in a consistent way when you're drawing your comics. So what I try to do when I use my figure reference is to learn the basic anatomy first, then use a little bit of photo reference and some reference from other artists, and then find ways to make it work for myself as well as possible in as many different situations as possible. If I was to draw a figure from an angle where I wasn't able to make what I had learned work, then I would have to go back to the drawing board and try and find some reference that more closely fits what I'm trying to draw. And over the course of a relatively short amount of time, you'll have a very good understanding of how to draw these kinds of anatomical studies in your own work consistently and easily. All right, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern for Monday Night Draw with Meredith and Dave, except for summer from the end of July until the beginning of September, and we'll be focusing on a range of art-related streams. All right, I will see you in the next video.